All right. We back in the building. We back in the building. I'm Blue Devil. Salute to the squad. Squad up. Salute to everybody that's in attendance watching the video. Today we got some content from the American Cholo podcast, and the video is titled "The Dropout Wars." Now let me give a small disclaimer. I'm not part of this YouTube yarda beef. American Cholo is the warden. I don't want somebody to think that I'm here trying to defend anyone. I'm simply a YouTuber slash content creator slash civilian at this point. And I want to enjoy some great content. Some grade A content like everyone else, right? And I say that because I don't want any of the people mentioned in the video to respond to me when they should be responding to American Cholo, because that's what they do. They say, let's take the heat off of us and let's talk about the Teletubby, right? And what's the only thing they ever say? Oh, your numbers are low. Oh, your numbers are low. I mean, that's all they talk about. Like life revolves around numbers. I said, and I'll say again, don't worry about my numbers. At the end of the day, I'm not going nowhere. I just signed another lease extension. So do your math. Worried about numbers tells me one thing and one thing only. But I'm not going to disclose that. All right. I guess in this video, American Cholo is speaking about 4 or 5 individuals. And I watched a small piece on live yesterday, but we really didn't pay attention because we were doing other stuff. So I really want to get into it now. So look, before we press play on the video, I need everybody to hit the like button real quick. It don't cost you nothing. It's free. All right. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. And if you're watching me and you don't like me, just leave, bro. You don't got to watch somebody you don't like. You don't got to go and pay attention. But I want you to give me one good reason why you don't like me. When you don't know me, right? But I really don't care. So don't waste your time. All right. But maybe that's why you don't like me, because you feel like I'm cocky. I get that a lot. No, fool, I'm just an asshole. I don't give a fuck what you say. Straight up. And you should like that, because more people need to be like that. You know. But very quick, we go live tonight on Kick and YouTube. I'm gonna be live playing music. We got a record that just dropped on the DJ Flip TheHaterWorld collab. All right. We got Doughboy 909 coming this Sunday. We got Mr. Little One coming this month. We got a couple of other people lined up. All right. We gonna put our foot to everyone's neck in the podcast game. All right, we're just taking some time off. With that being said, let's press play on this video. I'm not gonna pause it. We're gonna just go through it. I'll probably talk over it, but I really wanna bring a little bit light to this video. All right. So again, everybody hit the like, comment. Let's get 250 likes on this video. All right. Yeah, let's go. With no further ado, let's get it. And we got 2 videos out right now on the official Blue Devil. 7 Trees, Northern California, and Palmdale, Southern California. Hood vlogs. Go check them out.
All right. So, you know when your cue is to go in there, Chris. All right.
Okay.
There is War of the Roses. There is Star Wars. There is Cold War. There is in America Civil War. But today on the YouTube Yarda, you have something much more sinister going on. It is the Dropout Wars. The YouTube Yarda. Yep.
Damn,
we
that's
got
a gang of people up there. Oh, hold on. I gotta move myself out the way, bro, because there's people. Yeah, I gotta move myself out the way. Hold on. Let me move myself out the way so we can enjoy this video. All right. There you go.
Dropout war is going on right now, bro. It's like I was saying at the beginning of this, everybody's a content creator. Everybody talks about everybody, and not everybody, bro. And, there's some more than others that want to criticize people who make this video, criticize people who make that video and think they're on a higher standing. But then this guy's over here, this, and then, I'm watching like, what the fuck? And the only reason I would know about all this madness would be because that guy, he would be all the way on my right over there. So yeah, let me give you the characters of the Dropout Wars episode 1.
What the fuck?
Hey, we need to know this stuff, Chris. It's bigger than Civil War, bro. It's gonna come pay-per-view. So from the bottom left with the hat on, that would be what's his name? Breaking the Cycle with Slugs, I believe it is. There you go. Breaking the Cycle with Slugs. That's the guy. To the right of him, that is Notorious. I'm not bullshitting here. Mr. What's it? Boxer Menendez, I believe it is. He's a northern guy from up north.
Hey, American Cholo acting, bro. He knows their names.
Everybody knows the stories. Mid guy, at one point. Then you got Big Josh over the homie Hangout, who is your buddy one day, and the next day he's gonna backstab you and do whatever he's got to do, homie. And then I don't know. That's just Josh, bro. I'm giving all these guys content right now. This is a great thing. Giving them all content, bro. Giving them all content.
Beating the streets.
Oh, of course, you can't miss, bro. Look, the gun, bro. Muy chingon sote right there. I didn't even do you dirty on the pictures, fool. None of you have to do dirty on the picture. Then to the top left over there, that is the leader of that left side. These are the three on their side. Renegade Media. He's with the guys at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
All right. That it's like a 3-on-3 right now.
Oh,
Gotcha.
shit.
It's a WWE thing going on right now, right? So on the right, that is their leader.
Oh, shit.
That is Mr. Dubs right there, which he'll get upset at the title, but come on, homie. No mames way. No mames. The only reason I know this.
All right, let me say this real quick. I like Renegade Media's content and Slugs. And I don't mean like the content, like I'm a big fan, right? But it will come across my page. Sometimes I'll click on it. Certain stuff, a lot of their stuff is controversial. So a lot of their stuff I won't watch. I don't like watching gang stuff. I'm not enticed by like gang videos and like the mafia and stuff like. I'm not, bro. Like when you come from it and your brothers are that and your family is that, I mean you hear it your whole life. You know what I mean? And as you get older, bro, it's not like I already know it, right? So I know the people that are probably like all the way into it and like love that are either the civilians that never been around it or people from out of state, bro. They're the ones that are really intrigued by this. And I'll tell you how I know that. I know that because the first time that I got shot, one of my aunts was married to a rich white guy. That fool had never lived in the hood. That fool was like well off. His family was well off. And I remember right after the hospital, I came to my aunt's house, and she's a principal. That fool's something to do with the district, right? He's asking me all kinds of questions about how I got shot, and he's sitting there like all into it with his little coffee, like, tell me more. So what happened? What did you do? Like, what are you gonna do now? Like, what? And I'm like, the fuck this fool, bro? And I was probably like 20 the first time I got shot, right? And once I saw him like all intrigued into it, not even the homeboys were like that. But that's because people that come from it, it doesn't hit us like, oh, fool, you got shot. No, we go through that shit. It's to the people that never been through it. But back to the reason why I like Renegade Media content. Not that I like the content, but I respect him. I respect the fact that he was able to come out from the gate and say, hey, I'm this. It's up to you whether you want to watch my content or not. He told us straight up what he was. All right. At least from when I started paying attention, he would say what he was. And I respect that he was able to do that and not get people caught up by rocking with him, collaborating with him, and then later getting a phone call like, hey, bro, you did a video with this guy? He's this. What are you doing with him? Now you got to deal with the consequences, right? Slugs, the same thing. He came out from the gate, told you what he was. Again, I'm not like a fan to where I always watch, but I will click on their videos. Now, the other people, I'll never click on any other videos, bro. You know, they all lied. They all came out saying they were solid day ones. They were, you know, gangsters. And then all kinds of lies started coming out about them and all kinds of crazy shit and accusations. And they try to play it off and they can't admit to it. That's the problem. You can't admit. You know, you can't admit. It's easy, bro. Admit to it. Move on. Become bigger and better. You know, don't be ashamed of what you are and who you are. You know? So again, it's not that I respect them as men for whatever, for like their cases or their gangster. I just respect the fact that he was able to come out and tell you, hey, I'm this.
Is because that guy Slugs, excuse me. He popped on my radar, and he talks decent stuff. I catch some of the stuff. The last one I saw was about the what you do in your hood and people making money and this and that, and then I was like, all right, let me hear what this guy got to say. And you know, he mentioned me and didn't say anything bad. I will say it all because
He used to
there's
talk
nothing
shit
bad to
about
really
me,
say,
bro.
bro.
That fool Slugs used to talk shit about me.
Time this how the wars begin. He was calling out the big dubs up there and his partner, homie, his partner, the BB one, BB gun. Come that far now. He was calling both of those guys out pretty much indirect us, but you know, calling them out that you know fools are. I know. I see he was calling out a Wedo too. He was calling out some other Wedo.
Oh, here's another thing that I like from Renegade Media. I like that he doesn't involve himself when people make videos about him, right? So you got like dubs that'll make videos about Renegade. Renegade won't respond, homie. He'll be like, hey, that's how he feel. That's how he feel. That's dope, bro. Because I can't control myself like that sometimes. Sometimes somebody makes a video about me and I want to say something. And I do. But lately I've been like, nah, who cares, bro? You know, I just want to work, homie. If they really want it, they can come get it. You know. But he's been like that since day one, bro, and that's commendable. You know, and Slugs, he used to talk mad shit about me. Mad shit about me. But then I started going in his life because I didn't know what he was at first, right? Even though, like I said, at first, right when I started to watch him, I didn't know. But then, like, once I started like paying attention to a couple videos, then I see that he told you what he was, right? But then he started being cool with me, like, hey, ¿qué onda? Saludos. Hey, you know, that's it. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I forgot what that guy.
Don't tell me we got a dead link, fool. Come on.
That you know fools are. I know. I see he was calling out a Wedo too. He was calling out some other Wedo. I forgot what that guy.
What?
The big dubs up there and his partner, homie, his partner, the BB one, BB gun. Come that far now. He he uh he uh he was calling both of those guys out pretty much indirect us, but you know, calling them out that you know fools are. I know. I see he was calling out a Wedo too. He was calling out some other Wedo. I forgot what that guy's name is, right? So he was saying, but then he went to this guy too about you know guys that brag about how much money they make on YouTube and that they're for the raza and they're for the people and man, you won't even see them do anything, bro. And I know what the answer for most of these guys is. You don't need to see what I do. I do it. You guys just do it for the cloud. This and that. No. You are a public figure.
Yup.
You are in the limelight. You
Yup.
have a camera on you. That
Yup.
means, yeah, you're supposed to show what you're doing because everything else, right, Chris? Am I wrong for that one? Like, say when these guys, you never, not even on Instagram, nothing, bro. Like nothing.
They only exist on YouTube.
They only exist on YouTube, bro. But they brag about the money they make on YouTube, and they brag about how we helping the people on YouTube, and they brag about how we help the raza.
But they never show it.
Zero. Yeah. And our world is like.
All right. So people say, okay, this is about the giveaways and stuff like that, right? People be like, Blue Devil, how do you help back? How do you help back? I bring artists here, bro, and I give them a platform And sometimes these are artists that I either don't want to have up here. They're really not that important. I know they're not gonna go nowhere, but I'm giving them that shot just in case there is a shot. Small artist, and that's already doing a lot. They'll ask me to repost their stuff. They'll ask me to help them get this or that. I had hundreds of people hitting me up to how do I start a YouTube channel? How can I print T-shirts? I give them all the game, bro. All the game, bro. Also, when other influencers hit me up like, "Hey, if I want to start printing shirts," I give them all my contacts, all my connects, tell them what avenues to take. Boom, right? Also, give money to homeless and less fortunate, not hundreds or thousands, but every time I see one, $5, $10, $5, $10. All the vendors I go see, I give them way extra all the time. The tamale lady, and I film it because I want people to see it and want to do it. I don't film it for clout, bro. Even though I say it's a win-win for both of us. You get some change, I get some views. That's the truth. Now I do want to get to the part where I give back to the community, right? Uh, and I have thousands of backpacks back there sitting there, t-shirts. I could just go right now and set something up and start giving away all kinds of bundles to people. But I want to do it right, and I want to do like annually. But we don't have support from our people right now on this channel. We get too many haters and crybabies to the point where I feel I have to. Once people start supporting us, we'll start supporting more out there, right? But people support these guys and they still don't do anything. People give them gang of money. And we're not pocket watching. Salute, you getting bread. But not even try and attempt to give back some. Come on. It is what it is, bro.
You got to show me some, bro.
A little something.
Well, you talk about prison and I went here and I'm this and I'm that. You talk all that gangster shit, how fucking badass you were, Vato, how badass you still are. Okay, good. You have to show somebody, show how badass you are. Now show us how badass you are out here, now in the streets, putting in work, taking care of your family, doing your thing. That's what counts in my book, fool. So Slugs was calling these guys out, and I went on the rabbit hole, bro. So then, yeah, Big Dubs keeps firing back at Slugs, right? And pretty much does the Wes Watson on me. Oh, you didn't go to the shoe. You didn't go to the shoe. You didn't go to the joint. You didn't. All that again. Here we go. I'm like, damn, I thought we're here to try to keep people away.
Because you didn't go to prison doesn't mean that you didn't put in work. Listen, bro. We're not gonna compare prison to the streets because it's two different entities. In the streets, it's treacherous, the same as prison. But I believe the streets are more treacherous because in the streets, you can actually, wake up dead. Somebody will pull up to your house, catch you going to work, catch you going to your ladies. Your lady will set you up. You get murked outside driving down the block. There's no bars or a door to lock you in. Even though they could still get you in prison, don't get me wrong. But in the streets, it's very treacherous, right? In prison, you're not called on every day to put in work. At least I don't think so. You're not called on every day to go do pegadas. But in the streets, every day, you're taking a risk when you're outside with the homies packing or with the homies doing a mission. And once you don't get caught, you do it again. I think you take more penitentiary chances being free than in prison. That's not to take anything from the people that are locked up, bro, because we got a lot of good homies that are locked up for things they've done and things they haven't done. A lot of good people with a lot of skills, bro. A lot of people that have business minds, but ended up in there for one bad decision. Regardless, to anybody that's in prison holding it down, and doing what they gotta do, salute to them, bro. Because at the end of the day, uh, they still all are people, right? Regardless if they did a crime or not. Now, if you're in there for some maniacal stuff, yeah, don't talk to me, bro, right? We don't condone that. But when people talk about prison, like oh you like they went and you didn't, and that's a trophy. That's not a trophy, my guy. That's not a trophy, bro. While you were in there, we was out here getting money, building businesses, helping our families, and you in there. Don't be mad because you ended up being busted while a homie was able to do the same things you did, but not get caught. And again, and I say that because a lot of these prison guys, they try to take away from the homies that ain't been to prison, or they'll try to discredit residents, or they'll try to discredit paisas. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? There's residents that are not from a gang but are sureños. What is he talking about? There is paisas that are with the motherfucking business that'll lay you out flat. So if your life revolves around the gang life and you're dedicated, then yeah, bro, hoist that trophy for going to prison. But some people do end up growing up out of it. And some people do get lucky. And others got money for attorneys. But not everybody goes to prison. That shit gotta stop, bro. That shit gotta stop. When you read in the comments like, oh, you ain't never been nowhere. Bro, I ran a business for 15 years. Prior to that, I ran another business for about 10. It was an illegal one. Don't be mad at me, bro, because I was able to run my illegal business, grab my money, and turn that shit into a legal business. What you mad at me for? Because you were selling nickels and dimes and you went up the pen? So that's gotta stop, bro. We gotta stop normalizing prison like it's some type of big accomplishment. Go ask any homie in the pen right now. Right now. Hey, you wanna go home? You wanna go home? You know what they're gonna tell you? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But regardless, salute to all the homies that are locked down, bro. Hopefully they get free and they come home. We need them out here.
From that, I thought this was the whole point of it, right? So they've been firing shots at each other back and forth for I don't know, a few months now, right?
Uh-huh.
Now the homie hangout on the right is firing shots. No, right there, yeah, that guy right there. He's firing shots over to Boxer, the bald guy over there, Mendoza. I think Boxer Mendoza lost some of his street cred, bro. When he did a boxing event, one of those guys, and he wasn't in the greatest shape. And I think he's a little older, bro, and he had no business being in there. So I think after that, people see that as weakness, and they're wrong. The guy is, but that's the thing about the YouTube yard. It's like I see weakness on me. I see weakness. So now, but the guy was very high ranking in his place when he was there.
Uh-huh.
So now this guy's politicking on him, saying, "No, I'm just a fact checker. The homie hangout's always a good guy. Was it grace and excellence or some shit? Good guy, bro. I'm here to make you a better place and excellence." And no, and all he tries to do is pull covers and politic on people and this is that. But him and Boxer used to be very good friends. Him and Boxer were very good friends, bro. Him, Boxer. See, I've been around because I am the warden of the YouTube yard, the homie.
Facts.
I've been around since the beginning. When I was around, that guy down there, the BB gun, he would hide his face in a mask.
Oh,
Boxer,
shit, really?
same thing. I actually think Boxer came out that one time when I said, "Oh, these fools are hiding their faces." I don't know if it did, bro, but I just said, "Oh, the next day this fool came out, he was hitting the punching bag, and he came out and showed his face because they were all fearful, bro." Boxer would show his face. Ranking Media came out when these guys were always showing face, and Dubs, I guess, would just show the face that he wanted everybody to see, and not the truth, right? So
now when people be like, "Oh, Blue Devil," but you used to go in Dubs' comments and like his videos. Yeah, I did, bro. When I came back to YouTube, YouTubers would pop up, right? And I'd go in there and I watch, and I was supporting my people, my raza, and none of them, they all thought I was new. Not knowing I already had a pedigree from YouTube back in the day. I was already part of the culture, part of the game, all that, right? But I would go in there and support, bro. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Go show love, support, you know? But then when I've said this before, when I've seen Dubs kick it with the other guy, I was like, well, the other guy's already said he's trash. He said it himself, right? Why would Dubs, being a righteous homeboy, kick it with trash? That was confusing, bro. I was like, there's got to be more to it, right? Why would a solid righteous homeboy kick it with trash, right? And that made me wonder, but I still didn't say nothing. And I never said anything. I never came out and announced anything. And then you will see paperwork come up or accusations. And I said, you know what, bro? When stuff like that starts happening, just distance yourself. Especially if you're still around your solid homeboys from your turf. Because you don't want to get called into you don't want to get called into a meeting or anything like that and be questioned about, anybody in bad standings or nothing like that. Whether he is or he isn't, to this point, I don't know, and I really don't care. And I've said it before. Yeah, I might call him this and that because he took shots at me, but I don't really care. All right. But again, I distance myself. I don't want to be around people that are questionable. At the end of the day, you can't question me. And nobody can. So when people talk shit about me and be like, "Oh, you're this, you're that," what are you talking about, bro? You see all the people that come through here. Don't you think by now they would have walked away and not rock with Blue Devil? And I'm not saying that I'm just big tough guy, because I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just telling you, I'm not a mañoso. I'm not a maniaco. I don't have no smut. I don't have no weird allegations. I don't got none of that, bro. Any of that. So when people say that weird shit, it's like, and when they say that about American Cholo, the same shit too. Like, what? Just say you don't like the guy, bro. Say I don't like his attitude. I don't like what he's about. But don't discredit his personal uh report card. You know, if you don't have no blemishes on it. Motherfucker still lives in his neighborhood with his homeboys. What else do you need? All these other guys that you see moved out of their areas and fled multiple times because they're running from something. That's cool. I mean, we can't judge them because we weren't there. So we don't know what they went through. Okay? So we don't know what's going on and why they did it or the circumstances. Understood. But at the same time, bro, if they were outed and pushed out by hundreds of people, that alone should tell you that something is wrong. So to why would you want to associate yourself with something like that when you know they're not going to tell you the truth? You can support from afar, you know, with limits, but to each their own. Like, I'm not saying don't support them. Go support them. Watch their content. Like their videos. Give them money. Do whatever you want. If they got good content, that's what it should be about. And I think that's what American Cholo is trying to say. If you're supporting them because they're content creators, go for it. Support anybody you fuck with. But they're not content creators. They talk about prison. They talk about gangs. Talk about violence. They talk about they're better than you because they've been to the pen. They talk about how they're this, they're that. That's not content creation, bro. I have a podcast where I give you guys a whole show. That's content. I do reactions where we talk about other videos that are trending. That's content. I give you guys music live streams. That's content. Okay? That's content creator. I don't sit here and tell you my gang war stories. I don't sit here and tell you how gangster I am. I've never have, bro. I've given you guys small stories to keep you entertained. My channel's not about that. American Cholo has done the same. These guys, their whole agendas revolve around telling you their gang stories, which is cool, but that's not content, bro. That's not content. But again, to each their own. You like it, support it. Let's give this a few more minutes.
All these guys came in a time when they were so fearful of what was going on that they would hide who they were, or they would hide their face. And then as time went on, they began to lose such fear. Excuse me. Coffee, Chris. And little by little, they started opening the doors.
Peeking.
Anybody out there?
That's how it goes.
Walking up to the porch. Is anybody out there?
All right, look, I'm gonna leave you guys with suspense. All right, go watch the original on the American Cholo podcast. I'm gonna leave it down below. Now, look, I know he wants me to go to his pod, and I am. I'm gonna open up my DM. I know he emailed me and he texted me. I just been very busy, but I will get back to him by Monday, and I will set up a date to go to his podcast. Maybe I could hit Spider Loke in the morning and hit American Cholo in the nighttime. Only because I gotta stand by what I've said that I'm gonna give Spider Loke my first interview, and then I'll go to AC and do the live stream in the nighttime. All right, so I'll set it up this month. And with that being said, salute to everybody. Listen, bro, stop the hate. You know, I'm not gonna respond to anybody criticizing, disrespecting, or talking shit. I'm not. If these guys respond to me, I don't care. We've been grinding. Our kick is about to hit 1,000 followers. We're about to be monetized. Once we're monetized, we're gonna be doing the IRL live streams. We're about to do things that we've never done for our culture. I want to be the first one from our Southern Cali culture to do what all these other big kicks live streamers are doing, bro. All right, you heard it here first. And if it don't work, it don't work. But at least we were the first. And with that being said, Chile Gang, homie, I'm Blue Devil. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. And if you made it to the end, click on these videos. And right when you're watching this, go to Kick. We're live right now. All right? Right now. We live right now. Not tomorrow, not an hour. Right now, bro. Go click on it. I'm Blue Devil, and we out.